Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a little tour of my front garden and show you what's starting to bloom, and it's kind of suddenly become really hot here in Toronto. I garden in zone 6 in Toronto, and we are just about getting our spring weather, and it's really not spring, it's more like summer suddenly, and it's been really warm, no rain, and I kind of wanted to spend a little bit time and show you what the garden is looking like today, and take you along with me. And the very first thing I wanted to show you are these beautiful tulips that are blooming. I just love this beautiful red one which is open, and it's looking so beautiful. Actually, I planted a bunch of tulips here, but a lot of them got eaten by the squirrels, but I'm really loving the ones that survived, and I like how all these different colors and varieties are kind of blended in together, and it's looking really nice as the garden is waking up. Especially love this combination here with yellow and red, and it's looking really pretty. And I also have some allium that is budded up and ready to kind of open as the tulips die down. And yeah, a lot of the plants are starting to get leaves now, which is exciting to see. This is a night clodier villa, which is fully leafed, and it's looking really nice. I also have Sonic Bloom, Vigila, and Miss Kim Lilac over there, which is all leafed, and it should start to bloom soon as well. And my Japanese maple here is starting to get leaves as well, which is very pretty. I love the colors on this Japanese maple. It's got a nice variegation with pink, and the stems are yellow, so they are really beautiful. And a lot of the other plants are slowly starting to wake up in my front garden. Here is another tulip that is also kind of going to open. Yeah, and it looks really nice. My hydrangeas are getting leaves as well, so that's starting to wake up. I also have a variegated phlox here, which is leafing out nicely. Yeah, so a lot of the garden is waking up. Here are some new plants that I put in recently, and they are all adjusting and doing well. The Scent and Sensational Lilac is starting to kind of open up a little bit more, which is nice to see. Like, there is blooms on this one that are opening, and they smell wonderful. Yeah, so the garden, there's a Euphorbia Bonfire which is also blooming here. It's looking really pretty. I love the colors on this one. It's looking stunning. And then in the back there, I also have some more tulips that have opened and are blooming. Look at this pretty one here. It's so gorgeous. And I have this double white and pink one, which is also very pretty. And I also have some more yellow ones in the back there that are kind of opening and blooming right now, and I love how this looks. My Pinky Winky Hydrangea standard is starting to leaf, and it's going to be covered in leaves soon, and I can't wait for the leaves to open. A lot of the lavender is also starting to get more leaves from the base, so this should start to kind of really accelerate now with the weather getting warmer. So yeah, the garden is starting to wake up, and it's looking really good. Also, the heucheras are getting new fresh leaves, so it's very nice to see that. This is looking really happy and full of leaves. And yeah, also my catmint is kind of filling in, and it's also has it's kind of creating this mound here. The roses are starting to wake up as well, and I can't wait to see them develop buds. A lot of them actually got a lot of winter damage, but they are pushing out new growth from the base, so it's going to take some time, but these are going to eventually grow these new canes and develop buds. So I'm excited about that. And a lot of the plants are leafing. This is my quick fire fab, which is starting to leaf out here as well. The daffodils are slowly starting to die back, but they are still giving me their flush of blooms here, which I love. The violas are still going in my garden, and the pasque flower that I planted recently is also blooming. I have two colors here. There is this deep wine color, and then there is a purple here as well. I love these flowers, they look amazing. And then the spring heath is still blooming here. It still has some blooms on it and it looks pretty. The heuchera is looking really nice in the back there. And the pansies are still, these are violas, sorry, they're still quite floriferous in my garden. Even though it's been really hot here, they're doing well. And then the Lithodora that I planted, gray sword Lithodora, is also doing really well. It is now producing a lot more blooms, and it's growing and it's spreading, which is nice to see. And yeah, I also planted some blanket flower here, which is going to open, and I think in my next week's tour this should be covered in blooms. The rustico orangeum is also producing a lot of blooms, and it's really pretty. I love this orange color. And I have some more violas in the back there that are going. The muscari blooms are also looking really pretty in the back there. And this is a little garden ornament that my son gave me for Mother's Day. I really love it. So I just love it. I love the colors and everything about it, and it was so sweet of him to get me something for my garden for Mother's Day. And I really was surprised and happy and so excited to have this in my garden. And here is the heuchera that's doing really well, and it's actually looking really pretty. And I have some container tulips that I planted last fall that are starting to open, and I love the color combination of these beautiful orange tulips against the muscari and the heucheras. This looks really stunning. And in the back here I have Queen of Hearts Brunnera. I have two of these planted here, and they are doing well, and the blooms on this are just stunning. These blooms are so beautiful. I love the blue. And I also have a Shadowland Hosta, Proven Winners Hosta, planted here, which is also looking really good, and it's pushing out its new leaf here, which is exciting to see that it's settling in its new spot. And overall the garden is looking very good. It's been very hot the last few days, and I think that's jump-started a lot of the growth on these plants. And yeah, and I have a bunch of roses that I planted here, David Austin roses. They are looking good and actually putting on a lot of growth, which is nice to see. And some of my roses here, my older roses, are also starting to leaf out and do their thing, but they're very slow this year and lots of dieback. So technically I might have to come out here and cut them down a little bit more as well, because I don't see growth on a lot of these canes. So we'll have to keep an eye for that. But this one here, this rose, is doing exceptionally well. So there are some things that are doing well and some things that are slow and struggling, but everything is kind of filling in and looking good. I have sedum here that is starting to fill out, which looks really pretty. I also have a very old Salvia here, which comes back reliably every year, and it's also starting to fill in. Some more tulips and hyacinth bulbs that are going over here. These are done, and I'm just going to let these leaves die back naturally before I cut them back, because you don't want to cut them back right now, as it's going to store the nutrition in there for next year. And these purple hyacinths just looked super pretty in this spot, and I love how they look in this spot. And yeah, so more daffodils. They are still blooming, but they're going over now. And I love this color combination of purple and yellow. It just looks beautiful in the garden. It's nothing like this color combo to wake up you know, after the winter and just jolt into this beautiful color. And I do have this beautiful Lewisia plant that is blooming ever since I planted it here, and I'm very excited to have it. And then we also have the April night salvia. I planted a bunch of these here, 3 of them. They're doing really well, and they're actually starting to open now, which they are a stunning salvia. If you're looking for an early blooming salvia, this is a good one. It's called April night. I think there's also a May night, but this one is called April night. And my rock garden is doing really well as well. This is a beautiful flower that just opened up, and it's looking really gorgeous here. Lots of color. As you can see, I love color, so there's a lot of color in my garden. These heucheras are doing well, and I also planted some more roses here that are doing really well. These are all Proven Winners roses. This is the Ringo All-Star Rose, which has buds already developing on it, so I'm excited to see this one bloom. And I have the 2 Atlas roses as well in the back there, which will bloom a nice peachy kind of double rose bloom in the back there. And a bunch of other plants. This is the Cat's Pajamas Nepeta, which is also blooming and looking really beautiful. I love this color of Cat's Pajamas. And yeah, a lot of the plants are doing really well. Everything is waking up, and I just wanted to bring you along and show you what my front garden was looking like this day of May. It's just everything has kind of it's a joy to enjoy them right now, and I can't wait for things to finally kind of be here. And so yeah, with that, I just wanted to I will end by showing you my porch pots, how they're doing. I did actually plant some geraniums in here. This is a beautiful double variety of geraniums that I planted on these porch pots, and I love them. This is probably the only annual that I have so far in my garden, and I love it. I think this variety, I had kept a tag, I'm trying to find it. This variety is just stunning. This I think it's called, oh, I forget the name. If I remember it, I will add it for you, but it's a beautiful variety. Actually, I just found the tag. So this is called Purple Majesty Elegance. So this is also known as, so this is, I don't know, it doesn't have any other information. It's just a double geranium called Purple Majesty, and it's got a beautiful bloom, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it in the sunshine, but it is gorgeous. This is a light pink and purple, and this is kind of a dark pink and purple. So I added these, and they're loaded with buds. Beautiful geraniums, and I'm thinking of growing a dahlia just to add height in the back there. So these planters are looking really nice on my porch. I love the colors on these. They are stunning. And I also will walk and show you my other planters. So this is my lavender planter, which is doing really well. This is filled quite a bit. It's almost covering the entire pot, and lots of blooms. These violas here are also doing really well, and my pinpoint blue cypress is also doing really well. It's adapted and it's doing well. I just have to water the pots and keep that going, but other than that, they don't really need too much from me. These lavender are just beautiful. I love seeing the splash of this purple as I walk out of my door, and the smell is amazing. And I also have a George Vancouver rose planted here, which is also doing really well. It's leafed out quite a bit, and it's doing well in its spot. And this is my side view of this garden, and the roses here are just about starting to wake up and recovering from a lot of the winter damage. I may have lost this climbing rose, which I might have to replace, but I'm giving it a little bit of time to see what it's going to do. And clematis here is starting to bud and grow as well, and yeah, and the peonies here are starting to emerge as well, which is really exciting. So that's it. With that, I wanted to quickly share my garden with you this morning and show you where things were at in my front garden. This is my early May tour, and I hope you guys all enjoyed watching this tour, and will come along with me on my next videos about more tours from me, especially of my backyard and side yard garden. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous day wherever you're joining me from.